The Global Environment Facility Small Grants Program began in 1992 to pursue and support local actions that will directly benefit communities and address global environmental concerns, environmental degradation, the pollution of our ecosystems, and the species that depend on them. Increasing levels of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases, destruction of lands and waters, persistent organic pollutants threaten everyone living in our planet. The Small Grants Program recognizes all of these and supports community-based actions by people whose lives depend on the richness of the natural resources around them and the balance of its fragile ecosystems. The Small Grants Program provides grants to local communities for actions that strive towards the realization of sustainable livelihoods and achieve biodiversity protection and conservation, climate change mitigation and adaptation, land degradation and sustainable forest management, international waters and chemicals. Over the years, the Small Grants Program has consistently evolved as an effective delivery mechanism for sustainable development. The Small Grants Program in the Philippines started as one of the 33 pilot countries in 1992. People-centered and local ecosystem-based, the program has been integrated into the national framework plans and linked to national and local policy formulation and implementation strategies on biodiversity, climate change mitigation and adaptation, protected areas, ecotourism, and sustainable livelihoods for poor and vulnerable communities. Led by the UNDP and the Philippine government, through the Biodiversity Management Bureau of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, the Small Grants Program supports communities that host biodiversity and depends on ecosystems for basic human needs, such as food, shelter, medicine, and clothing. Proving the effectiveness of local stewardship in protecting large areas, it encourages community enforcement of locally determined regulations and policies, and supports capacity-building activities for community partners. Now in its fourth phase, the Small Grants Program in the Philippines has supported more than 40 community-based initiatives in 21 provinces. Covering diverse concerns, supporting community-based actions, and delivering benefits to host communities, the program's thrust for wealth creation through economic and ecology-based empowerment for the poor and vulnerable can be gleaned from 6 sites out of the 41 projects currently implemented. Concluding its fourth phase, the Small Grants Program has continued to make it possible for marginalized communities to enjoy the benefits of a rich and vibrant ecosystem through the creation of sources of livelihood that are sustainable and at the same push us forward to that vision of sustainable development. Commencing its fifth phase, the Small Grants Program continues to invest in stakeholder communities who champion self-reliance and localized wealth creation. Sustainable livelihood and sustainable development can emanate from communities that host biodiversity. With biodiversity benefits seen and felt first and foremost by communities, the Small Grants Program continues to prove itself as an effective delivery mechanism for sustainable development in driving institutional reforms and policy changes, and in helping create sustainable livelihood opportunities for stakeholder communities, while at the same time reaping benefits for global biodiversity.